Hey, and welcome to another IC82 video. This is just a quick one. I get loads and loads of requests for this, so I thought, right, let's get it done. It won't take me a minute, so here we go. And it's really important too. Even though I did a loco maintenance vid a bit back, actually cleaning a dirty locomotive that might be second hand or might have had something spilled on it is a little bit trickier. You know, you can't just get a brush and dust off actual oil stains or fingerprint marks or stuff like that. So I just thought I'd show you how to really quickly, simply and cheaply clean your locomotives. So I've got two locomotives here. This is a Hornby 8F, the Stanier 8F, which many people mistake for a Black 5, but trust me, just look at the wheels. Loads of them. That's an 8F. And then we've got a Hornby Class 58 here. This isn't actually my favourite. My personal favourite is number 1 and this is number 7. This was bought second hand. But they're both quite dirty. Not only are they quite dusty because they've just been sat on a shelf for a long time, but they were both second hand too, and they've never been cleaned properly. So I just thought I'd very, very quickly show you how to clean them. So I'm just going to put them back to one side and show you the stuff that you need. To clean your locos, what you need is like a little tumbler, a little glass or a beaker or something like that. Some warm water, okay? It's better to have warm rather than cold, because if it's warm, it'll evaporate off the locomotive easier. So there's less work for you to do there. So, but don't put boiling, just warm. Some cotton wool buds, some kitchen roll for drying, our good old trusty friend the kitchen roll, some washing up liquid, and some, well, this is rinse aid, and I'll show you why in a second. And that's all you need. So what you do first is get your little beaker, your little glass or container or whatever, and you put in just a tiny bit, literally just a drop. That's enough. That's all you need to put in. And then we'll put the rinse aid in. And again, you put in just a tiny, tiny little bit. That's enough. That's absolutely enough. And what the rinse aid does is it thins out the washing up liquid a little bit, and it helps the overall solution to evaporate faster and easier. So then we pour in our warm water, up to about there. That's perfect. You just want a few little bubbles like that. You don't want anything, you know, frothing and foaming over the top. Just a little bit of suds. That's perfect, absolutely spot on. So then what we do is we get our locomotive. Now if it is quite dusty like this one is, let's just get rid of the dust first. But as you can, well, you probably can't see actually, but as I get rid of all those little bits of dust, there are still little marks at various points on the locomotive. They may be watermarks, they may be you know, fingerprints from previous owners or whatever. So once all the dust is gone, then all we do is we get our solution and we just dip a cotton wool bud in it like that. Shake off the excess, hold the locomotive, and then just gently, but somehow firmly at the same time, just scrub all along the loco. Don't worry about, you know, the water just sitting on the surface there, it's fine. And if you have weathered locomotives, like this is, if you have weathered them well yourself, then this method will not interfere with the weathering. If they are spray paint weathered, or you know, they came weathered as you bought them, so to speak, such as this 8F, then this method definitely won't affect the weathering. The only thing I'd watch out for is if you've used powders. If you've used like an adhesive to hold the powders on, or even if you've used no adhesive at all, then this method might alter the weathering slightly. So you just have to watch out for that. But then if you've got a Loco that's nicely weathered, you probably wouldn't want to clean it too much anyway. So I've used both ends of that other cotton wool bud, and now I'm just going down the other side of the Loco. Well, I don't need to do the whole thing, I'm just showing you basically how to do it. And that is all you need to do, and it leaves it with a wet, shiny finish. Then what you do is grab a little bit of kitchen roll and just go over the places you went before with the cotton wool bud. Just retrace your steps basically. Just wrap it all up into like a little ball, so you've got like a point with it. And if the water's quite warm and you have put a little bit of rinse aid in, then you'll notice that most of the water is evaporating off anyway. And if you've got like particularly hard to reach places, then just go get a dry cotton wool bud and just rub along the really hard to reach places with the dry cotton wool bud, and it will obviously pick up that excess water, drying it off as you go. So there you can get into all the little nooks and crannies with that, and just take all the excess water off. If you find that this method perhaps hasn't cleared away the stain you wanted to get rid of, or there's still fingerprints, then just repeat. Just simply repeat the whole process from start to finish with fresh cotton wool buds and maybe even some fresh water, and it eventually will bring it off. Because it's washing up liquid with a tiny little bit of rinse aid, that will get rid of oil, that will get rid of most stains that can collect on a locomotive. So you just maybe need to repeat and repeat until it's done. But already the little fingerprint marks that were on that boiler there have gone. So that's how you do it basically, it's as simple as that. So I'm just going to put this back over there, and then I'll show you the same process for the diesel. Sorry about the edit there, I just had to get rid of a fly that was trapped in the room and really doing my head in. So here we have a diesel locomotive. It's only a really basic bog standard Hornby Class 58 from the 80s probably, or the early 90s anyway. But it's exactly the same process. So you just take your cotton wool bud and then go along the side of the body, just like that. Don't worry about grills or anything like that, just go over them. Not applying too much pressure, obviously. You don't want to shred the cotton wool bud to bits, but just enough to lift off any dirt and any stains and marks that might be on it. And then when it comes to drying, you get your little bit of kitchen roll, roll this up so it's nice and wrapped up, and then just, again, not too much pressure, just enough. Go up and down, retracing the steps where you went with the cotton wool bud. Oh wow, the marks just lift off. Look at that, that's fantastic. And if you do, as I say, like I said with the steam loco, if you get into places that are really tight and maybe hard to clean, just use a dry cotton wool bud and then go over those places with the dry one. And that is how you clean your locos. It really is as simple as that.